confidence in the things that I know. I have enough wisdom to see the logic will be shown. I got one chance to show you what I got. I got one chance to show I'm confident or not. Self-evident reason, deductions and conclusions, and the fools are running away. It's not what you say, it's only what you can prove. You better watch your step, you better mind your P's and Q's. You got one chance, show me what you got. You got one chance, show you confident or not. Don't get caught in the matrix of all of these fakers. Society's spinning, and I'm just here living on the ground. Self-evident reason, deductions and conclusions, logically thinking, and the fools are running away. You're flipping over backwards to show me where you think you are. Your model dictates that you never see too far. Shrinking in the distance, you can do fuck all with an angle, and the fools are running away.
And we are live again. So welcome everyone. It is Wednesday, hump day, but we're going to be going back in to do some more Euclid stuff, building the argument, logic and stuff. But I mean, that's only in a bit. Let's have a chat about rumpus. What we're doing is we're building an argument right now. I'm trying to hopefully give people a journey to come along with us and to feel part of building an argument, right, from the ground upwards. That's what we're trying to do, or that's what I'm trying to do. Me personally, I'm trying to build an argument and put it in video and song and all of that sort of stuff. But it's on YouTube, isn't it? You're gonna have to try and do something, help people with it. I mean, the videos will get done at the end, but I think we got used to this going live, doing stuff for reals. We're not computer bots, and we're not scripted. At least I don't script any of my stuff that I'm doing. It's all just off the top of my head. Most of the stuff I'm having to do daily stuff like most people do, and then this is just something we do overnight time. Yeah, Jackie Chan says loves the song so much. That was one of the first ones I think Buster did for this, you know, how to present something, one chance. because that's all you do get. Am I quiet? Is there something not coming through? Is my mic not coming through?
No.
See, it sounds really low.
No. You're fine on the YouTube. I've just listened and I can hear you.
Okay, what about in Discord? I've noticed my mic isn't going as high as it used to. But if it's okay, that's good.
No, yeah, it sounds normal to me.
Yeah, the desktop audio's hitting red on the on here, but my mic doesn't seem to be hitting quite as loud. Yeah,
you're definitely low on my end on YouTube.
Oh yeah, what about in Discord? Does it sound low?
You sound crisp on Discord.
Yeah,
you sound fine. I think it might be an issue with the transfer to YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. I suppose it'll be a blessing for most people not hearing my voice. But thank you for letting us know. Yeah. Building an argument is what we're doing and what I'm doing. And I'm hoping that other people can also do similar. Like, we're in an arena where there's classed as debating, but I mean, it's not really debating, because me personally, I don't think that anybody has an argument to present, and nobody has had an argument to present for quite a while. It's getting that bad that most people can't even have the discussion. And what we're going to go over tonight it's going to be something that we're going to have to go over quite a few times, because there are I know that there are people that can't be involved in it that want to be involved in it, and we go over these things within Discord, like we are going to go over tonight. We're going over these things. I'm not recording this, I'm not putting it out, so there's not going to be any chance for you to get this from anywhere else other than in the Discord, particularly these first few. We might go back over them and do them again, but I'm testing out something, hopefully to get more involvement and more people to get involved with the discussion in the Discord. That's the idea. And as such, I'm not going to be recording any of this stuff that we go over with Euclid for these for this week anyway. Hope that might help with people getting involved in the conversation. So join us in Discord, because we will be going into Discord and going over this the Hillsdale College course of logic and reasoning. Euclid it is, but it's using Euclid to show how logic and reasoning and arguments are built up around mathematics. Tonight is one of the big ones that everybody should be aware of within this arena, especially because at the minute there's going to be a lot of obfuscation going on with people and different arguments, because this is the way it always goes. We do something and the rest of the arena just explodes with nonsense. We try and bring them down back to the advanced simplicity of the whole thing. That's what we're aiming to do, or like that's all we have been doing here in this Discord, and it's quite hard to get people to get past all of the bullshit that people talk about us. So I don't really want to do that. But I mean, to put it out, that we are going to be making an argument. Now, this argument we are going to be making will be based around geometry, but reality, have a massive link to reality, and a link to some of the stuff what we're doing. We're going to Bedford to do optics tests at Bedford. I have to point out as well, we're not flat earthers. This doesn't have anything to do with flat earth. So if you think it's got that, don't worry about that. We are just making arguments from reality. Yeah, don't be thinking like a few of the people that are coming around that we are flat earthers. We're not. This isn't a flat earth Discord channel. Anyone can come in, even if you are a flat earther. Consider yourself a flat earther. We don't discriminate. Even if you've got a globe, right? There's no problem. Come on in. We're all about the discussion about reality. Please don't get upset about shape of the earth or anything like that. It's not something to be that fussed about. I know there are a lot of people within the arena that we seem to have ended up in that are completely and utterly obsessed with the shape of the earth. We're not. I don't think we ever have been. But we are curious about the people within this arena. I think that's what we've been mainly doing. I know me and Emma particularly, that's all we were ever doing. I have an argument, and I used an argument to be able to get us into certain discussions and stuff. So, if we can go over Rumpus last night, because we didn't talk. Everybody was here and aware of Rumpus taking on the mathematics of the globe. Rumpus wrote the mathematics of the globe 5 years ago, he's been telling us last night. It's all Rumpus. None of it was George. George did his Rainy Lake thing, but that was Rumpus that did the mathematics for George and the Rainy Lake stuff. Some big news, because I've been asking people in this arena since I came in, who is the top person for the geometry? Who's the globe geometer? And apparently, it's Rumpus. Rumpus did it all. He never mentioned it up until last night. I didn't know that. I thought it was George that was the head mathematician. He was the mathematics genius. That was George. But apparently not. Rumpus taught George everything he knew. It's almost like they're trying to wipe George's memory. And I think that's unfair. Walter Bislin's already took Rainy Lake. They burnt George's house down on Rainy Lake, and they've took it off him. It's a shame. Getting his memory, the memory of George. Like we've been saying for quite a long time. There was George, Jesse Kozlowski, the guy that did a Jesse Kozlowski, isn't around anymore, unfortunately. This is the tactic. People come into the arena as a character. They make some ridiculous claim about something, say that they're an expert, and then disappear, leaving nobody to explain it, because the expert, the so-called claimed expert, isn't around anymore. Now, there's been a couple of those within the surveying part of this arena. Now, it just so happens that someone like me, Bev, who comes along, who actually has, I've got some surveying credentials. Very limited, but there's a certificate I can show you to show you that I've actually done this stuff. Now, when that happens and that occurs, Jesse Kozlowski decided to disappear rather than answer any questions. And now it appears that it was Rumpus that had all of the mathematics. I wonder if that's why Jesse Kozlowski disappeared, because he knew he couldn't defend Rumpus's mathematics. George tried his hardest with the RBD face. That's another shame that nobody else has ever given George the credit for, or at least attempted it. He made much a better attempt than Rumpus has ever done. And that's George. Even when Jesse Kozlowski left him, Blue Marble Science, for some reason, has been on the phone to Jesse Kozlowski. Blue Marble Science has verified the hump in Lake Rickia in Louisiana. So if Blue Marble has talked to Jesse Kozlowski to confirm the hump, the 90-foot Sagitta, well, you have to remember all of these things, because there's a few points that are going to be there to build an argument around the mathematics, the geometry. At least that's what we're going to call it. I'm going to call the mathematics part of this is basically, it's just geometry. If you come into Discord tonight, you'll find out the importance of geometry over mathematics, or geometry within mathematics, on a course from a university, college in America. A free course. Anybody can join from Hillsdale College. So yeah, come on in. Constance says a bit bad connection. Good to see you around though, Constance. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you can come into the if you can get into the Discord when we finish and go off the live. That's where you want to be. I think this one is going to be part of, I mean, like I said, I'm going to have to go back over these last few Euclid ones, and we'll go over them again within the Discord. There's some quite good basic stuff, and it's worth going over these basics to make sure they're completely understood by everyone. And then we should be able to understand why the bacon of the science community and where that Copernican turn took its place. And we can start relating that to mathematics and obviously geometry within this realm of argumentation. This is tonight is you will find out where arguments are made and how to make an argument, not from just people like me or anybody else in the Discord, but this is straight from a university, and it's the basic fundamentals. You can either take them or not take them, but this will be the future of where arguments are going, and it probably be the end of the non-argument, hopefully, within common sense discussion. I don't expect Rumpus to be coming in tonight, because Rumpus is he'll be licking his wounds. So he'll be finding out, like last night, it's another one of the things that has to be pointed out. Rumpus came in to defend Wally, and then promptly got no defense from anyone. Nobody came in to help Rumpus. Rumpus is on his own, and he knows it. Last night he made some ridiculous claims about him inventing the globe mathematics, or inventing it, doing it, or whatever. It seemed like, from my understanding, Robotham gave the maths numbers for this model, the dogmatic globe model. And that's the best they've got. Now, Rumpus tried last night, or attempted to take those mathematics numbers from Rowbotham and take control of them as though they're rumpuses. Rumpus actually claimed Rowbotham's mathematics, which is a big step, seeing as Rowbotham is Flat Earth Society. That's where the Flat Earth Society started, Rowbotham. And Rumpus claimed his affiliation with Rowbotham and the mathematics behind it all last night. So, everybody knows Rumpus won't be doing... Oh, that's what else. There is an ongoing thread on my YouTube channel. It's currently got, I think I looked earlier today, 418. Now, I don't get too many comments on my YouTube. But this one is running, say, a debate. It's not a debate. It's just a comment thread from Mike Jones. Where's Wally? Whatever. And I think just recently Betty has got involved in it. So there's these four people. I don't know whether you find it. It's quite a good one to look at, actually. So... Wally has got a ridiculous, he calls it Bev's rocket paradox. Yeah, I don't give a shit about rockets. I never have, and I don't understand it myself. But Mike Jones has, you know, took Wally on because I said I wasn't going to bother with it. So Whatever and Wally have been in a conversation with Mike Jones about a rocket. I'll leave Wally to explain that. But it seems like just recently Betty has come to be join in with this thing, and he is now wanting to debate Mike Jones on the, I think it's the double drop. Both, I forget how it's worded, but the point A and B, or the observer at A and the observer at B, both of them being below each other. And that is going to be the debate. Now, Betty, as far as I'm aware, Betty is wanting to debate Mike Jones on this fact. Now, Mike Jones has said you can't really have both of them being under the other. That debate has been arranged. They didn't want to do it here, obviously. Betty thinks everybody here overtalks everybody else, and I can't keep everybody quiet. Well, I think speaks for itself, right? Betty's obviously completely misinformed, never even watched it. He thinks this is a different Discord channel, obviously. So he wants to have it at Blue Marble Science, and he is. He's having the debate for the down, I think, is it a down debate at 10 o'clock next Saturday, 1 hour before the coronation of the King of the UK. That's how important it is. They've scheduled it for the crowning of a new monarch. How do you fancy that? A debate for the crowning of the down, The king of down, Eddie, and logic.
Double drop debate. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That should be really nice.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? No hump, obviously. There's no, like Sean G said, there's no effing hump. So all we've got really to deal with now is the drop. And Rumpus is the king of the Rumpus pole. Betty is the proofless logician. So I mean, I don't know how it's gonna go.
Well, there's plenty that have claimed that one, the double drop one.
Yeah.
But this should be exciting as well.
Well, he's got a nerve, right? Really, because everybody knows Blue Marble has the hump. He's got a 90-foot like hotel tower underneath the lake or something, hasn't he? Blue Marble is the one that definitely has the hump.
Yeah, but he also has the double drop. He was willing to bet me $10,000, I believe, or something.
What, of the double drop as well?
Yeah.
Diletheist. He was willing to bet you $10,000 that he was a diletheist.
Yeah, ask him. Yeah. As a matter of fact, it was one of the canals. Get this at LIGO. If you want to believe that or not.
What? No, you can't go from the bridge straight to LIGO. That just
I'll
shows
give
how
him anybody
he is.
Well, that was it. He claims that there's a drop on either side of a canal that's 2.5 miles long. And I believe he said was it 4 feet, he said? Yeah, something like that. 3 or 4 feet.
Blue saying about a slope of the water level. It's so confusing, right, to be a Blue Marble scientist. You've got to be a diletheist, and you've got to contradict yourself.
Yep. But I'm not making this up. This was, I started off with like a friendly bet, I believe, 100. And he goes, no, I'll bet you 5,000 SC or something like that, 10,000. Yeah, he went like off the rails.
Wow. He wants to be careful with that with Mike. Jackie's saying the hump is even more nuts. Well, that's Wallace. That's been the long-standing proof for over 100 years now. The Wallace. A quarter rumpus pole. Inverted. Rumpus knows all about this sort of stuff. I'm going to show you how to build an argument based around this very thing. So this argument, call it an argument, these statements that we're going to be making to formulate an argument will be pretty hard for Rumpus to compete with, or not even compete, to entertain the argument that we're going to be bringing. He's just going to have to go with the usual "you don't understand" tactic, and maybe to try and tell us that we're flat earthers, which is also not really much of an argument, but that's as much as Rumpus has got. Taking arguments from reality and labeling people flat earthers because of it. It's a pretty disgusting tactic. But this is 2023. This is a repercussion of what Bacon does within the philosophy, within science, separating science and well, I think there's a book that we need to go over again. That's another thing that we're going to be going over involving this sort of these arguments, but they're arguments against the globe. They're not arguments for flat earth. That's what most people might need to realize, right? These arguments against the dogmatic globe model are not flat earth arguments, unfortunately, for flat earthers. So sorry, flat earthers. It's not flat. We're not in a false dichotomy here. There's a third option that's called reality. Yeah, there's some good. I did write some logic last night from the end of that Euclid one. Lewis Carroll. It's quite good yesterday. Anybody, hopefully everyone will be coming round. What we got, half an hour.
I didn't get this task because it was some kind of conundrum to resolve. But this professor didn't say what we are supposed to do with that, because these three statements are not syllogism, and I couldn't find a way to create from these statements a syllogism. So only I can produce a syllogism by changing something in the statements. So I don't know what the purpose of this conundrum was for Louis. So
there you go. I rewrote it. Goes like this. It's a writing Lewis Carroll. It goes like this. Three statements, right? Everyone who is sane can do logic. No lunatics are fit to debate. And none of the model afflicted can do logic. Sort of a
He says
rewording.
model. He says model afflicted.
Well, like I say, I may have rewrote it a little bit.
Just a touch. Okay.
But I only changed a couple of things.
Yeah.
But like paper says, it's not really a I don't know, what would you call it? An argument?
not syllogism. This is not syllogism.
But there is a thing that you can deduce from it.
Yes, so I cannot put these statements in such way that you can make argument like if, and if, therefore something.
Yeah.
So I cannot make that from these statements. So I cannot establish premise as middle term and conclusion from that.
No, but there are certain things that you can deduce from it.
No, I can, but there is no such thing here in these statements that can be considered as a conclusion. So, because a conclusion has to follow from premises. So you have to arrange these sentences into first premise, second premise, being middle term, and conclusion. And with that setup, I cannot do that. Maybe I should, but I couldn't. I was trying to sleep with that, but nothing came to my head till today. So still, I cannot produce syllogism here.
No, I don't think that's not the idea of it, is it? The idea of it is there something within that that you can deduce from within it. I think that's the point of the professor that was saying that.
If so, that would be these statements would be assumptions or pre-assumptions. So, and based on that pre-assumptions, it means what is given. I can produce syllogism, of course, but not within these three sentences. I have to produce something else in conclusion.
Yeah, something about the model afflicted.
For example, yes.
So I think that's the idea. That's the exercise. For you to be able to do that, it's a process that you can't get given it. You have to derive it yourself through the words that you're given. That to me is logic. And the fact that you can do that, and it depends whether your brain can process that information that you have. To derive, like, how do you work out what that actually says? That's the process, because they are linked together. They may not look like they are. They may seem like they're completely separate statements, but there is a way of linking them together.
Yes, of course, but from these three statements, I cannot produce syllogism because syllogism has to have, the strong syllogism has to have subject and predications, of course, in each of sentences, and you have to have this link between predications and subjects somehow. So, and this conclusion has to follow with predication rather. So if we have first sentence that everyone who is sane can do logic and none of the model afflicted can do logic, it means that predication is doing logic. This is predication because subject is sane. So sane people. This is subject in sentence. And predication is that can do logic or cannot. So we have negation and in last sentence and negation in middle sentence. So it is very hard to make conclusion having two negations. That's why I'm struggling with producing a syllogism from that.
Well, we'll have a look when we'll discuss it when we were not live.
We were trying, but it was very late, so I gave up. But still have problem with that because with negation, it is hard to produce syllogism, to have conclusion, valid conclusion with negation. If first positive statement is positive and then you are going with negations, it is hard to produce valid conclusion. That's the problem with syllogism.
Okay. Well, we'll like I say, we'll discuss it in a minute. If anybody's listening and you're listening to us live now, jump in Discord and this will be explained. It's not really for live stuff. So jump in Discord. Join us tomorrow. will be, I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. I haven't got a clue. Everything's all messed up at the minute. We'll try and smooth it all out and sort it out what we are doing. Probably something to do with this argument, but I also want to get on reading a book, particularly about the science. They're all going to start blending into each other. And yeah, just remember, we're not flat earthers. And jump in Discord. You'll learn how to sort an argument out, and you'll learn probably why we're here and like what we're doing. Join us in Discord and see you tomorrow. Yeah.
Let me give you an analogy. And I already have the idea in my mind. Existence must be necessary to the idea.
Advanced simplicity takes hold. You'll find the truth from things of old.
I have an idea in my mind. I have an idea in my mind that a triangle exists. The idea in my mind. But the angles of a triangle do not add up to 180 degrees. Think about it. I have an idea in my mind that a triangle exists. But the angles of a triangle do not add up to 180 degrees. What's the conclusion?
We are on the road, suspending judgment until the truth is known.
Think about it.
You will find peace within, in the midst of all these troubled souls.
I have an idea in my mind. What's the conclusion? You don't know what a triangle is. Or you're flat out contradicting yourself.
Advanced simplicity takes hold.
You're flat out contradicting
You'll
yourself.
find the truth from things of old.
You don't know what a triangle is. Or you're flat out contradicting yourself. Just as it is necessary for a triangle to have 180 degrees. What's the conclusion? You don't know what a triangle is. Or you're flat out contradicting yourself. Think about it. It is necessary for a triangle to have 180 degrees. That is a necessary property of triangularity, triangleness.
We are on the road, suspending judgment until the truth is known.
Think about it.
You will find peace within, in the midst of all these troubled souls.
Therefore, the fool is in a self-contradiction. He violates the principle of non-contradiction.
There's no end game in mind.
Therefore, the fool
It's only the truth that we seek to find.
violates the principle of non-contradiction.
There's no end game in mind.
The fool,
It's only the truth that we seek to find.
therefore, the fool is in a self-contradiction. He violates the principle of non-contradiction. He simultaneously says, I have an idea of God, and then I don't have an idea of God.
Everyone must see it for themselves. The truth is there for you to find.
Think about it.